Wait till we get off of this show.
Happy chaos, that's our song. Loud and wild, but where we belong. Life's a sermon, love's the verse. Blessings big and a little reverse. Happy chaos, yeah, bring it on.
Welcome to Happy Chaos.
Where the chaos is happy.
And the happy is chaotic.
It is, but I love it. And apparently you guys semi-love it. No, just kidding. You guys love it.
Yeah, the people who are here today, right now, you guys love it.
Exactly.
Now, some people don't love it.
Some people don't love it, but that's okay. You're not going to be for everybody.
Yeah. You know what's funny, though, is that there are people that don't love it that still watch.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's because, have they actually said they don't love it?
Yes. There are a few, not a lot, but there are a few that have full on said.
You say you don't love it, but you're watching. I question a lot of things.
No, I don't know that those who've said they don't love it, I don't know that they watch. There have been a few that are like, I don't like your stuff. I don't get what you're doing. I don't know why you're doing that. And I'm just like, well, that's fine.
That's on you, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on you, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that knife in your leg, Ricky Bobby. I never saw the movie. I just remember that part in the preview.
It's funny because that wasn't in the preview.
Yes, it was.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Oh, sure was. I tried to watch Talladega Nights. That was one of the ones that I was like, Will Ferrell's funny. I'm gonna watch this, and it was within the first few minutes they were around the kitchen table, and the cuss words were flying, and then they started to pray, and just got real blasphemous real quick.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's it. I'm not gonna sit here and watch that. So, anyways.
Well, we don't.
Mistakes have been made.
Yeah.
But that's one.
And we don't condone that kind of stuff. But
I just remember in the preview, it looked really funny when he's like, "Don't you put that knife in your leg, Ricky Bobby?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I'm gonna do it." And
I have seen Talladega Nights, and I've seen Step Brothers, but that was not pre-salvation, just pre-walking
pre-Justin.
with the Lord. I wouldn't even say that. It's been a long time since I've seen those movies.
The problem is Justin's kind of squeaky clean, and so he just kind of rubs off.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing, though. That's a very good thing. You're helping those around you to live more righteous lives. And
what am I looking at on your phone from Justin to Kelly?
These are comments.
We talked about this before. I remember that.
So we're going to jump into comments. But first of all, if you're watching for the first time, I'm Kelly. This is Justin, widow, married December 2024. So we're coming up on 2 years.
Now you know our anniversary.
No, I didn't give the day.
They're just stealing.
I did not give the day.
There's somebody stealing our identity right now. Why don't you just go ahead and take a picture of our car for sale and don't put your thumb over the license plate? I've never explained that one to me. I don't get that. People are like, they put their thumb over the license plate. I'm like, you drive around with that license plate visible all day long.
Yeah, I think it's probably more of you don't want people to call the cops and be like, oh, I saw this tag and they were driving like crazy, and I don't know.
Maybe there's something to it that I don't know. But anytime I see that, I'm like, that feels like the strangest thing to try to cover. No, you're not getting that information from me. Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. No, I'm put my thumb right over that. I just don't get it. I'm like, and on top of that, here's a crazy one. Don't take a picture of the head-on of the back of your car.
Take a picture of your back end.
Maybe if you're taking pictures of your car, just kind of blade it off to I think people get the general idea of what it looks like without you having to take
Yeah.
full license plate shot. So if I was really that concerned about it, I just wonder what people would do with that information. I gotcha. I have your license plate number.
Well, if they know a cop, you can have the cop run the plates and then
I don't know. Somebody's probably going to be like, here's why this is so
Well,
dangerous.
good. I hope you do inform us if you know something that we don't know.
Yeah, tell us.
All right. We're going to read some comments, and Justin's going to sing the song that we sing, though.
Happy chaos. That's our song.
Anyways, that's our song, but he's just being a brat this morning. So
I'm never going to sing that song.
you have actually sang it, and I could pull it up. It was one of the episodes.
I'm never going to sing that song again.
All right, I'm going to skip it today since he's not going to sing it,
All right.
just to prove a point.
Right on to the comments, and we're going to do just fine. I don't think we're going to lose one bit of audience retention. I don't think anybody's signing off right now. Be like, nope, I'm out of here. Kelly didn't sing the song.
I hope not. All right, Ashley Eversole. Has anyone ever referenced from Justin to Kelly? Because I think about it with you two, which it's the movie.
So I feel like we talked about it on here. Am I wrong about that?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
We talked about this on here before, that there was this movie, and we looked it up, this from Justin to Kelly. The thing that Justin and Kelly haven't done is watch that movie. And I don't know why. All the time we're like,
Let's watch it tonight.
I mean, I don't know about tonight, but I'm down to watch it.
Why not tonight?
I don't know. I don't know what my plans are.
I just made them.
I have to
Would
write.
you watch Justin and Kelly with me tonight?
I have to write, and it
Yes.
is already, it's already 10.
Okay.
No, yeah, 10.
A.M. Mm-hmm.
Right. So if I
So-
get everything done,
We'll
then
cut
I'm
you off
willing.
at 9.
What if I'm not done? It is a problem. Yes.
All right.
And I don't have Thursday because Thursday's booked,
Yeah.
and it's a holiday weekend, and so
It is a holiday weekend. All right, Leah Taylor. No, because Justin, you said to Kelly, don't waste money on the car wash. You know what I'm noticing right now? Look at my cord. Look at my microphone cord. What kind of junky thing are we running here?
Oh, mercy.
Seriously, honey?
When you set that up, you should have.
I didn't set this up.
And then there's the problem.
You set it up. I usually do. That's why it's usually perfect.
Oh my word!
You wanted to get fresh with me? I'm getting fresh back with you.
Jeez.
How does that medicine taste?
Please don't hit me again.
Wait till we get off of this show.
Well, guess what just became the intro?
Thanks, babe. Make
Somebody
me look
has
bad.
editing control.
Oh, but Leah
There's going to be
Taylor-
about 100 people like, I knew it.
No, I think they're more like think maybe you would than I would.
Oh, I mean, like back in the old days.
Oh, for sure.
There's a few that be like, I knew it.
Yeah, yeah, but they're gone.
Long
They're
gone.
long gone.
They just stalk.
But she was just talking about the car wash because you said, don't waste money on the car wash, but then you said Dawn dish soap and like 67 seconds
0.67
later, you were like,
67.
oh yeah, car detailing kit is a great Father's Day gift. Because in one breath you're saying use Dawn dish soap, and then the other one you're saying, yeah, that's a great gift for.
Well, yeah, you're talking about a gift. I mean,
And I have a gifting problem. Do you see how this is all starting to come together?
but there was purpose to that. That wasn't just like me throwing that. There was a purpose. I think you were saying we couldn't wash the cars because we were at a car wash or something, and I was like, just use Dawn dish soap. Then we were talking about the gift. I mean, I get it. I see the lineup that you're pointing out there, Leah. But
He's just mad, y'all, because he was realizing
who washed the van this weekend?
me and you.
Who washed the van this week? I started that. I initiated.
Just because you initiated it doesn't mean that you washed it.
Would it have gotten washed if I didn't initiate it?
No.
Right.
It was a rainy day, and he decided to wash the van in between the rain.
It didn't rain later that
And
day.
so, no, I would not have washed.
I washed.
It absolutely did. Did we not get rain
What am I meant?
drizzled on
All
us
right.
at Beckley?
Hey, y'all, help me out here. Can you wash your car after the rain, before more rain, in between rain pockets? Can you wash your car and put it back in the garage?
But the next day it was raining again. And we knew
was
it.
not.
Yes, it was.
No, it did not rain.
Why couldn't we get the fire started yesterday?
Well, I mean, it had rained. It had rained. It had rained.
Shoot, I can't with you right now. All right. Anyways, that's why I wouldn't have initiated the washing of the car. I would wait until rain's not coming for a couple of days, like today. But anyways.
Thank you, Justin, for washing the car and vacuuming it out and making it look all
Thank you,
nice.
Kelly, for washing the car with me.
Whatever.
I'm glad we got to do that together.
I was glad we got to do it together.
Thank you, Kelly, for detailing the inside.
I love my time with Kelly, but y'all could probably guess what she did when we washed the car. She kept spraying me with the water hose.
I did not.
She kept acting like she was renting the car, and then whoop, she would like, and then I'd look over and she'd be like, "What?" Right? And here's the thing: everybody can see it, but it doesn't matter because they're all on your side.
That's not true.
You have a whole army of.
There's some people that aren't.
There's a few, but there's like
Right.
Kelly has an army of people that are on her side, and then there's one person that's like, "I'm Team Justin," and Kelly's like, "Oh, I can't believe they didn't side with me." We're not a 50-50 split. Not in that.
I mean, we've come a long way from it being like a 99-1, you know, and so.
That's true. I mean, it's flipped.
And they're not against you; they were against me.
All right. Yeah. Sure. Let's not compare.
Touche.
Let's not compare.
No, we're not going to.
Yo, Kelly's in a mood. She's just in a fighting
You're in
mood.
the mood.
She's in a fighting mood. She matched my color, but then she was like, "We're not a match on nothing else."
Yes, we are, but I didn't match his color. This actually just happened. He pulls out, and I look over at him, and this is the shirt he's wearing. I'm like, "You wouldn't." I'm curling my hair. I said, "You wouldn't believe what I'm wearing," and I pointed to the dress that I already had pulled out, and I was like, "Look at us matchy-matchy." Okay, Kim Williams. Just have to say I had the best stepfather ever. He treated me just as he did my half brother. Also, my husband is a stepfather, and not one of my children or grandchildren even refer to him as a stepfather. They took his name when we married. They were very young and don't even remember much anything about their biological dad, now deceased. It amazes my husband that he has all these children and grandchildren who have his name, but not a drop of his blood. This lady has serious mental problems.
She's talking about the comment.
Yeah.
And you know what I have to say to that, Kim?
Amen.
I mean that as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's great that you have a stepdad, that you have a dad that is in your life that you feel that way about. And I hope that one day that is the testimony of my children.
Yeah.
Is that dad treated me like his own, even if it's not blood. It doesn't matter. Like that's when it comes to children, it's not their choice. Like
Right.
they got no choice in that, whether you became their parent or their.
Some people do give their children choices.
Maybe, but it's only what's permitted. Even that has to, like, even the choice has to be permitted. And so my point is that, you know, if they don't have a choice in the matter, then you have a responsibility to be as good as you can possibly be. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's good to hear good testimony.
Definitely. Joseph Lee said, "Love family." He's sweet.
Brooke Hardesty says, yes, 100 people 100% start looking like each other. It is uncanny. Brooke, I'm telling you, it's a thing.
It is a thing.
That people start looking like. Do we look alike?
We do.
We
have similarities.
We're fresh in this marriage, though.
But we still have a lot of similarities. I've gotten at least 10 comments. Sorry, text messages going through. I've received at least 10 comments about us looking alike.
Really?
Yeah.
What feature looks alike? What are you? Why are you giggling like that? What?
I'm just kidding.
That's Kelly's naughty giggle. Like what is that? What am I?
You're not missing anything.
I feel like I'm missing the inside joke and we're the couple. Like what is happening right now?
You're not missing anything.
Why'd you giggle like
I don't know. Just looking at
Sometimes
you.
there's like an inside joke and she giggles and then gives me this like little eye, like that. And I know what it is. Right now, I don't know.
Is it driving you crazy?
A little. Like, I'm like, wait, what's the joke?
Good. All right, moving on.
We're in rare form today.
Yes. She also said, though,
Oh, yeah, she had more. Sorry.
yeah, step parents or anyone that loves your child like their own should be treated as such. You can never have too many people that love your baby. Also, if anything, it's extra special to have that love for someone, to make a personal choice daily, to be the role of the parent when you did not have to be. Now that is amazing, sacrificial. That was a beautiful way of saying it, Brooke.
Yeah. Amen.
She said, 1,000% Kelly Walker, you already know, I think a podcast is greatly needed for us ladies.
Oh, yeah. Y'all are pushing for this ladies
Yep,
podcast.
she's going to be my first guest.
Yeah. So.
Tara Miller, Steve and I married almost 17 years ago. At the time, he had a 9-year-old daughter and a 17-year-old, and I had a 17-year-old daughter and 2 boys, 6 and 8. My children have always called him Stevie, and his daughter called me Tara. That was simply what felt normal for our family, and we felt it honored the feelings of the other parent as well. Steve has always loved my children as they were his own, and it melts my heart to see how much they love him in return, whether it's advice that they need, help they're asking for, or simply just someone just to be there. He's always been by their side through it all. He refers to them as our kids, and that means so much to me. Growing up, my children never heard him speak unkindly about their dad, and I think that's so important as a step parent. Even when a biological parent isn't doing what's right, choosing grace and respect speaks volumes. Now we have grandchildren, and they know us as Mimi and Pops. This podcast was a sweet reminder to appreciate him even more. My goodness, we are thankful for y'all.
Oh,
Well, we're very
very
thankful
sweet.
for
And
you.
I can give the testimony that I have seen Stevie in action.
Yeah.
You know, that's a true
He's
testimony.
a great man.
Yes, he is, and he just wants to help and be there for his family and for
Yeah.
those that he loves, and he's a good man.
Yeah,
So
agree. And
yeah.
Tara's
You know
a great
what?
woman.
You get one of those too.
You're in a giving mood.
Yeah, I am.
Can I go shopping later?
We need toilet paper. If you want to get that.
I am actually going to get that later. I'm just going to slide in really quick. We'll come back to this, but I received a comment yesterday.
From
a
me?
text message. No.
Right.
But feel free to text me sweet nothing.
Oh my word.
So Lauren Engel sends me a text message yesterday, and she said, "Is she really a spender, or is it that she orders shoes for growth spurts, plans for vacations months in advance, keeps the pantry stocked, buys birthday gifts before the invitation arrives, snags winter coats in the summer sale when they're half off, keeps the household running, buys Christmas presents in July, grabs school supplies when they're the cheapest?"
Amen. All of those things.
Amen, Lauren. Thank
And
you. We're
let
gonna
me
move
pull
back
out
to
the
our
scroll.
comments.
Let's look at the scroll of other things.
Anyways, they are all things that people need. Even if it's
Look.
my 151st dress.
Yes.
It's for a purpose.
For sure. Yeah, I think Kelly's, she's like, hey, 250 for 250, you know, like, let's get 250 dresses in the 250th year of our nation.
That's not a bad idea. I wonder how many I'm at right now.
That seems like the best investment you could make.
I bought a 4th of July dress.
I'm not shocked, other than the
I
fact
asked
that...
permission for that one, though. Remember, I said, "Can I buy a dress?" And I said, "I'm returning this other one," and you said,
Did
yes.
anyone notice how she worded that? She goes, I asked permission for that one. It's that one that makes a statement.
That's because it was like almost $50, so I had to ask permission for it. It's Wrangler, and it's a pearl snap dress, and it was super cute. I haven't worn it yet.
I can't say that I remember this or that I've seen such a thing.
You haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay.
I just need to be asked on a date, and I could wear it.
We just went on a date.
It's a new week. Laura Durand, I appreciate y'all's input on such a sensitive topic in our day and age. Thank you for sharing. David Eaton, I never understood the half-brother, this stepdad thing. I have cousins that aren't blood, whether by adoption or marriage. Doesn't matter how you come, you're still family. Neither of my parents ever got remarried, so I can't really speak into that. I suppose it comes down to the relationship that you have had with them. Happy Monday, y'all. And he said that, say, David, why are you watching our show a week late? Now you have to binge and you're going to have to watch another one.
Well, but if he doesn't watch till a week late, he just heard you say that a week later. So now you're 2 weeks behind, David. What are you doing? You got to keep up.
Oh, that was good. That's the intro right there.
Right. No, the intro's the threat.
Oh, you're so fun. Kendra Norris. Absolutely. I married my husband who had 2 kids at the time. They lived with us full time. My husband worked a lot of hours. I did most of the parenting. I was young. It was hard. Can't wait to listen to this podcast. Could have used this help 47 years ago. Oh, that's sweet. But that's why we do what we do. I'm just going to shout out names because we do have other comments that are part of
Today's
our
like a
episode.
comment day.
Yeah.
It's all comments.
It's not all comments, so
It's
don't,
not, 'cause
don't
actually-
tune out right now.
Because actually, I want to talk about, well, maybe I'll do it on tomorrow's podcast with the guys. But I want to talk about the pastor that beat up the guy.
Yeah, you could talk about that tomorrow.
I just thought it was hilarious.
It
All
is-
right.
It is funny.
It's
I mean,
tomorrow.
Rosie.
I just wonder if that was at our church. Would it be a jumping? Would we all?
If it were our situation, it would be pastor's wife goes crazy on somebody and beats the crap out of them.
Have you seen our security team at church?
Yes.
That ain't even a thing. Like, I'm not even getting anywhere near that. I won't have a
our
chance
security team is
It would be like, this is what we trained for.
bad, but
Yeah.
you thought I was going to say cuss
There
words.
was a moment
But
there.
I don't cuss, so
She's got
they're bad to the bone.
She's got a potty mouth.
I don't have a potty mouth. Don't believe him. That's not even true.
It's pretty bad.
No, it's not. Roseanne McCoy, Allison Love. I don't think I've ever seen that. Lovegren.
No, I don't
Lo-
know.
lo-
Allison, I feel like this is the first time I've seen your comment, or at least your name on the Facebook comments.
Jesus was raised by a stepdad. Just saying.
Oh,
Technically,
I mean, that's kind of cool.
that is cool. Jessica Finney, Sheila Wilson, Stacy Lavorne, Vicky Qwalls, Kathy Mwan. I don't think I've ever seen that name before.
She just said yes.
Johnny Brown. I don't think I've read that name before. Phyllis. I never know how to say this.
I don't know how to say that one either.
Cascasala.
I would have you say it again, but I can play that back as many times as I want.
That's what I say in my head every time I read her comment. Stop. Stop. I won't be able to stop. Oh, gosh. Okay, get it together.
She said congratulations. Very sweet.
Michael Brown.
Oh, she got caught. She got caught in the comment.
Well, just because, so Jonathan.
Well, first of all, I feel like we should read his because it's one of few men. We read David's.
That's true.
You
Good
know,
point.
we should.
But let me say really quick, Michael Brown, I hesitated because, so Jonathan has a bunch of aunts and they have husbands. And so one of his aunts is Ruth and she married Michael Brown, but she passed away from colon cancer.
Oh.
Like 2 years after Jonathan did.
Oh.
And he had another aunt pass away before him of colon cancer. So anyways, I was like, wait a minute, because he's like a year in to being widowed. Michael Brown says, I was 44 when my late wife and I married. My 2 girls were grown. Her 4 children were minors. On the day of our marriage, I called them my children. The only time I called them stepchildren was on a legal form. I never asked them to call me dad. When my wife passed away, I did not stop calling them my children. They are all adults now. Should another woman come into my life, all 6 children will be introduced as my children. If she tries to tell me that 4 should no longer be called mine, she will be directed to the door. Amen, Mikey, you are a good man.
Yep. Amen. That's how it should be.
Yep.
It's for life. It's
That's
a thing.
right.
It's what you've done is a thing for life.
That's right.
So,
Absolutely.
all right. Thank you all for all the comments here on the Happy Chaos podcast.
Yes.
Today, we want to talk about not the pastor beating up the neighbor.
No, because that's
Did that happen in Florida? It had to have been a Florida
It had
thing.
to have been a Florida thing.
It's got to be Florida man
Yeah.
picks fight with pastor.
Yeah.
Something. You can find anything if you put it after Florida man. Florida man, fill in the blank, and
Yeah.
you can find it.
That's for sure. Yeah. But we're not talking about that today.
No, I know. It's
Justin's
fine.
going to talk about it tomorrow on his man cast.
Ew. That gave me the ick.
Gosh. Oh.
Do you play It's Raining Men when you like a forecast? It's a man cast. How does he even know that song?
Oh gosh, I don't know, but like I can see that song playing with you and Kirk and Paul. Poor Bill, I don't see it for him. I see him just being like, "What?"
Bill
are you guys
played the
doing?
song. Bill
Yes.
hit play.
But I can see Paul doing his little.
Ew. All right. Well,
I think I ruined him. I think I broke him.
ugh.
Oh god.
You know what happened this week? We have lots of comments on our short videos. Lots of them.
Yes.
Some weeks are heavier than others, and this week was a heavy week of.
Yeah, because
Like-
we just celebrated what would have been Justin and Sarah's 23rd wedding anniversary,
Yeah.
and
That.
yeah, and so we made a reel, and it really hit. I mean, it hit 1.5 million, and it's still growing. We have lots of shares, lots of comments on it. And we've made a couple reels since then because we noticed a lot of people addressing certain things that we see as, I mean, it's our ministry.
Yeah.
And so,
And one of the first parts of that is the fact that we don't just leave. I think there's kind of like three things that I see. Maybe there's more, but I feel like I see this category of three things. And that is that some people in widow and widower situations turn it into we don't talk about it, we don't speak about it. It's almost like I hate to use this term because I don't see it this way, but it feels like in that dynamic that some people kind of treat it as if it's like an ex.
yeah.
And, we can't really talk about my late spouse because it makes my spouse jealous.
Yeah.
So there's some that just don't talk about it at all. Then there's some that leave room to celebrate. And maybe celebrate's not the right word. Maybe grieve is the better word. They leave room for their spouse to grieve. They don't address, they don't talk about it. They just leave room for that person to do whatever they need to do. And
But then you have people also who are telling us that we haven't moved on, obviously, if we can.
right. Well, see, I think that to me, that goes into that bucket of that first category. That first category of some people who want to say, like, we don't speak about that. And
Yeah.
for one reason or another, for some people, maybe that is for them saying, like, oh, this is my way of proving that I've moved on. For Kelly and I, we not only don't want to move on, we also don't want each other to feel alone as if, like, this is a part of our marriage that did not get married. Like,
Right.
this is me speaking for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see it this way, but for me, I always say, why would I want you to have a part that you go, this is kind of my thing, and I don't want you, I don't know, like, I don't want you to speak about it or talk about it or do it.
Right.
Like, why would I want, I don't want to do that to you. To me, one of the things that was special about our relationship as we became friends and then became a relationship, a couple, and then got married, is that we helped each other through when we were in deep grief,
Yep.
when we were in the confusion of grief.
Yes.
And that's a good way to word that. When we were in the confusion
Oh,
of
for
grief, you were a help to me.
Yeah.
I talked with you as somebody who could relate with me And I found solace in here is somebody that understands what I'm suffering
Yep.
and why I'm suffering it. And even though when there's other people, because what I found is that other people who have not suffered in the same way will love to give advice, but most of the time that advice actually feels a little bit hurtful.
Yeah.
And I know that they don't mean it to, and I'm not trying to bust anybody's chops, and I'm not trying to give examples of that. I'm just saying that a lot of times people give advice, and it's hurtful advice. And what I mean by hurtful is like it would hurt my heart. It's like, ugh, I don't want that, or that
Right.
hurts, or they don't get it, or whatever. But with Kelly, there was a help. She was literally a help to me, a support to me.
Yeah.
And at least to the best of my ability, I felt like I was trying to be that for her.
Definitely.
That I was trying to encourage her and edify her and her family when we were just friends, when we were friends at a distance, when she's in Florida and I'm in Kentucky, and we're just talking with each other. We're just sharing with each other our hearts and our minds and what's been going on. We're just talking.
Yeah.
And we were a support to each other. And I don't know why, if when we're newly widowed, why we could be a support to each other, but then now all of a sudden we're married and we're not supposed to support each other
Right.
in that.
Like it's taking away something from what we have if we're still supporting each other in what we had.
Right. I can say that this year, the 25th was my anniversary with Sarah. And it's, this is now the 5th anniversary without. Yeah, this was the 5th anniversary without her. And I will say that even though there was definitely some emotions that came with the day, there were some moments throughout the day that I was like, oh, man, like I'm feeling it. Mm-hmm. But it was not the deep emotions that it's been in the 4 years prior.
Right.
And that's not to say I'm moving on or forgetting or something of that nature. I'm just saying that
this is becoming where Sarah's memory is in all of this.
Yeah.
It's not, well, I remember all these things from the past because they're so fresh. This is a memory. This is how she still lives in our family and in our relationship.
Yeah. And I love, my kids were sitting at the table just last night talking about, and I say my kids in the sense of all of our children were talking about Sarah. And they were talking about her and from memory, and others talking from a stance of like learning about her. Well, didn't you say that she, and they were asking, and it felt very sweet to me that we could sit at our dinner table having dinner, and that to a certain degree, Sarah was there.
Yeah.
And that you and I are okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything from you that was like, oh,
Not
this
at
is
all.
funky, this is weird. And I think it's probably happened in the same way with Jonathan on the other side. I couldn't pinpoint that because it's not so fresh in my mind as what just happened last night. But I think that it's a really sweet thing that we can support each other. Mm-hmm. And so on a very legitimate, not staged, Kelly made a video of it, made a reel of it, but very legitimately went out. I had a meeting on, was it Thursday? Mm-hmm. I think it was on the 25th. It was on Thursday. I had a meeting. I went to that meeting that morning. I was definitely feeling a little blue, on my way back. I was kind of driving on my way back home and just feeling a little blue, just a little bit down, over the day. And I walked in the house, and there was on my desk, there was a little bouquet of flowers and a little card. And it was from Kelly, and it was to say happy 23rd anniversary, which I think was a super sweet way to word that, to just say happy anniversary. And I know, we're married. We have our own anniversary, but it's just a really super sweet way for you to remember that and to, surprise me with that. And so then I made a little video of that, of, coming in and finding that. And so all of those were very genuine.
Yeah.
Those were a genuine thing, a genuine peek into, what we do for each other. And if anything, if somebody is watching this and you go, hey, I really want to figure out how I can support my widowed.
Well, I'm actually going to read some comments of people that said those very same things.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. That we made that reel. It came through with lots of comments, lots of messages, lots of questions.
Right. And I made it as as just a, hey, this is what we're going through in this moment. This is what's happening today in this on this anniversary. And the feedback that I received from it just opened up my eyes to I don't know, outside of us and what's happening with us, to my goodness, there are people who are so that are in their grief right now, that are walking through just losing their spouse, that are walking through, all right, I'm 9 months in, I'm a year in, and I'm looking at, I don't want to be lonely, but I can't imagine dating someone. I can't imagine anybody else, which we have both been there. Well, at some point in time in our widowhood and our grief, we've been there. And so, I don't know, it just opened my eyes up to see how many people are still in that and how many people are past that and didn't get that. And so, yeah, I just thought it would be good to talk about it. And
yeah, that is such a, that in and of itself is a really great point. Everybody is in a different place in their own journey. That's their journey. You've had your journey. They have their journey. And, allow people room to take that journey.
Right.
They don't have a choice. You're on the tracks.
Yes.
You don't get a choice in the matter of whether or not, if you did, you wouldn't be, right? I mean, if you had a choice in being widowed, you wouldn't be widowed.
Right.
You just said, nope, I will pass on that one. Let's let that one pass by. I'll take the next thing.
yeah.
Although I remember that question.
Yes.
That I asked. We should ask that.
All right, we'll do that as our ending question. But
Okay.
You even speaking about that, I made a reel last night, and when I was pondering and thinking about it, I said so hold on, let me go back to the beginning. We don't share our story because we're stuck in grief. We share it because thousands of people are still living in theirs, and that's what it was like this aha moment to me that said, hey, there's a bunch of people that are really relating to everything that we're saying and everything we're posting. And yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a moment in time when people could relate, especially as, I was really transparent with my grief journey.
Yeah.
I remember one night I was doing these Bible readings at night. And by the way, for those of you who are like, why did you stop doing that, Justin? The answer to that question is because they stopped getting watched. And so
that was for a season.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They wanted to bring back those moments, but you were in a stage of your grief that was transparent. Do they want you to fake that and go back to that that?
And I think that's the reason that they stopped being watched. Because when that started, it was this very, real is the word I want to use, but there's another word for that I'm trying to, authentic. It was very authentic in that I legitimately could not sleep.
Yeah.
I was reading my Bible in the middle of the night for comfort, and I started making a reel from that reading. I would read something, I would go, okay, I like that, or that meant something to me, or whatever. And so I started doing these reels late at night, and they would pop off. I mean, I would sit there and I would read, and then I would make a reel from that. I would make a little short video, a little snippet, and some of those are literally, you can tell the room is dark around me, and I would make a reel from that, and they were just very authentic. And I think that was what's the word I want to say?
Raw.
It was visible. It was a visible thing. I remember one night I made a reel and I literally didn't say a word. I just literally looked at the camera and I was like, I can't. I turned it off and I posted that. And that was a very real moment. I was going to do this. I was going to make this reel. I didn't feel like I could speak after I started it. And it was just really real and really raw. And I was doing those Bible readings at night. What happened later is I, began coming out of that deep season of grief. And I did start sleeping. I was able to start sleeping. And you and I met. And, I started feeling better in that way. And so that grief started to relieve. And it wasn't as heavy all the time. And I think that was seen in and felt. But it was true. I mean, it was there were times, I could make a video, like a Bible reading video, and it would get, 50 views. I mean, you're talking about, somebody who's making videos and they're getting like 40, 50, 60,000 views in in an evening, and all of a sudden, they're getting not even 100. And it was like, what's going on with that? And it just wasn't resonating with people the same way that I think that it once was.
Yeah.
And so, and the truth of the matter is, like, our story has changed. And so I'm not reading the Bible in the middle of the night because I'm in deep grief. In the middle of the night now, I'm sleeping beside my new wife.
Yep.
And so it's a different season that I'm in. And I think that you can see that. And we still have a full-on ministry here. And I've got plenty, by the way, for anybody challenging the Bible side of that, I have plenty of Bible related content. It is not like there's a shortage of Bible content.
Even this is, I mean, I will read these comments and all the comments that are that people are putting in, that are commenting on our reels and stuff. 100% people see that what God being at the center of our lives can do for your grief journey.
Yeah.
And the change. So it's not that this isn't Bible related. We have a lot of scripture in our stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a different path.
Yep, different
It's
season.
it's not the same season.
Yep.
So, all right. So today we want to look at these comments from that.
And talk about them.
Yeah, it's from some of these videos and some of the comments, just because there's literally thousands of comments
Yeah.
over the last couple of weeks. So we can't read all of them, but just a couple of them that stood out to us that we
Yeah.
thought we could speak into.
And this first one is going to come off a little negative, and I'm not like, this is not all negative. All the other ones are very uplifting, but I want to speak into this one. So,
And I think we should give credit where credit is due. I believe she took this one
She
down.
did.
So this was a comment that was made, and we want to speak into it because of that ministry side.
Yeah.
But just to say, like, she did go and take this comment down after Kelly replied.
gently replied.
Yeah, and so I feel like that should be stated, that I think, at least from me, that perspective of like, okay, wait a minute, maybe I've made a mistake,
Right.
saying it that
Yeah.
way. So
Either that or she unfollowed us and took her comment down, but
then
I don't know. All right.
then you get no credit.
Stop. So she commented on the flower, where I got him
Yeah.
flowers, or flowers for their anniversary, and she said, "Not sure how I feel about this, even though I come from a Christian's perspective and have lost a spouse and engaged to a widower." So she's got everything going on that we are and that we have.
Yep.
And she said, "Yes, the past is to be honored. It made us who we are, and the story brought us to our present. But husband and wife in the second chapter, part of the story, deserves just as much devotion. First spouses didn't have to share a piece of their person's heart. Second spouses deserve that full devotion just as much. And as far as the reunited part, love in heaven will be different than love here. There's no way you can tell me that if we all get to heaven and love the same way we do here, that you wouldn't be jealous of his first wife. No one is that perfect. And we all know that there is no sin in heaven, so this can't be. Love will surpass these earthly emotions in Christ and be Christ-centered, not spouse-centered, where the love will be reunited. Because when would we leave? Where would that leave our second spouse, your second spouse? Honor the first, but give as much honor and active love to the second chapter. It deserves no less because it came second in the timeline." All right, so the first thing that I want to... Go ahead. Do you have something to say?
Babe, I'm a pastor. I have lots to say.
I know, but like if you have something that you automatically... because
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things I want to say, but I don't want to cut you off, so you go ahead.
All right, well, I just want to start with the second chapter deserves just as much devotion. First spouses didn't have to share a piece of their person's heart.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely right. Jonathan did not have to share my heart with anybody, and Sarah didn't have to share your heart with anybody. You didn't have to share Sarah's heart with anybody. I totally understand that. But they died.
Right.
They died. There's literally nothing we can do short of we don't love again.
Or like I said, there's the idea of like, you've moved past,
But do you genuinely move past?
I think that no, I think that what you have there, and see, this would be my perspective. This is what I was trying to say earlier. I think what you have there is saying, okay, I'm going to hide that part of what I feel because I don't want to make my chapter 2 feel less significant.
Right.
And here's what I would say. Here's my challenge to that. I think you're putting a limit on love that doesn't have to be there.
That's right.
There is a capacity within the human heart to love not only again, but another.
Yep.
And so Kelly and I, we have the capacity. I feel like I have the capacity. I am putting 100% of myself
Absolutely.
into our relationship.
Right.
So I'm not chunking off, say that I have 100. What I'm saying here is this perspective is there's a boundary that says, okay, your heart represents love. There's 100% of love, but you want to give now. How much would you say I give to Sarah? 5%? If you were to give it a percentage of like time and effort, like I don't put time and effort into my relationship with Sarah. I don't have a relationship with Sarah anymore.
Right.
I had a relationship with Sarah, and now her identity is still a part of who I am. I am who I am because of who I was with her.
That's right.
I still love her.
Well, here's the thing. You have a house. It's built on a foundation, right?
Yes.
Say a tornado comes through.
Yeah.
And it tears apart your house. Do you then go in when you're rebuilding and tear apart the foundation that's perfectly good to rebuild the new house?
You don't have to.
You don't.
Yeah, that's my point. You don't have to.
You don't. And so why?
Great point.
Why would you take away the foundation of the man that I fell in love with, his children that are now my children that he had with Sarah? Should they forget their mom too? So does that have a percentage there too, where it says, well, you can't talk about them because then you're not giving your wife the full attention.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. There's a pretense here that says like there's a boundary on love, whatever that number is that comes to 100%, that then says if you do what we're doing, that we're somehow dividing that love up and saying, oh, well, I need to make sure that I'm giving you as much attention as I gave them, and it would be unfair to you. And here's the thing. If there was a fight between Kelly and I, if there was an argument between us about let's use me for the example. If there was a fight between us about my feelings for Sarah, I would stop talking about Sarah to please you. But here's my point. It wouldn't actually change my heart. It would just be me stifling down and hiding from Kelly.
Yeah.
Every time I'm feeling a certain way or every time I want a certain thing.
That hurts my heart though to even hear you say that. You know,
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I can say from my perspective, I don't want that from you.
Yeah.
Like I don't want you to hide if you're feeling a certain way or if you have a certain want or a certain desire. I want to know that and I want to support you in that.
Yeah.
Not I want you to hide that from me so that I don't get jealous because, well, every time you talk about Jonathan, I'm over here getting jealous.
Exactly.
And so for me, here's a little thing that I've done in my mind. I don't think I've ever verbalized this to you, but like I feel like I get to know Jonathan through little bits of conversations that we've had. Like I feel like to some degree, I kind of know this, like you guys probably feel like you know us to some degree. Like, well, I feel like I know them because you sit here with us and you hear us talk, and I feel in the same way. Like because of you, I feel like I kind of know this person that I've never met.
Right.
But even more so, I feel like, especially with one of our daughters, I feel like sometimes she'll do things, and I'm like, that's got to be a Jonathan thing because it's not a Kelly thing. And I'm not saying she's not her own person or whatever. Don't make it a weird parenting thing. I'm just saying there's times that the thought runs through my head. I'm like, that's got to be a Jonathan thing because I feel like Kelly's got these couple of mini me's that are like, okay, that's Kelly. That's Kelly number 2. That's Kelly number 3. You have those.
Yeah.
But then we have this daughter that I'm like, she's not exactly. She is in some ways. Don't misunderstand me. Your genes are strong.
Yeah.
They're strong. They're strong.
I think it's more than genes. I think it's their surroundings.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Jonathan only got so much. 3 years with Sophia. With Mila. 6 years with Sophia.
Right.
13 years with Kaylee. And so there now, especially Mila, who was 3. Now from 3 to 8, she's had mom. Like,
yeah, that's true.
She's had me real strong.
Yeah.
But
there-
it's in her genes too.
yeah.
for
But
sure.
there are some things. I mean, would you agree with me? Do you think do you ever see
No,
things
I
that out of
totally-
Sophia that you're like, that's Jonathan?
Yes.
I feel like even though I don't know him,
Yeah.
like I've never met him,
Yeah.
I feel like I know enough from what I've heard about you that then when I see Sophia do certain things, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like Jonathan
Yeah.
right there. Like that's a Jonathan thing that
For
just
sure.
came out. And I'm sure that probably happens with the others as well, but it just seems she looks like him.
Yeah.
I feel like if there was like a child from the pictures I've seen, if there was a child version with long hair, that's what
For
he
sure.
would look like. So
Yeah. They are twins.
yeah, for sure. He made a little mini me in Sophia.
Yeah.
So, and again, even like that conversation, like I love that you and I can have a conversation about our late spouses
Yeah.
without the feeling of, oh, we're hurting our relationship by talking about
Yeah.
that. So my first point is to that comment. I think that you're putting a bound on love that says you cannot love like this. I think that there's ways that people want to claim our love in society today that are not love. There's like a deviant thing from love. And that is the thing that we put a boundary on. Like we put a boundary and say, okay, wait a minute. Like I choose to love Kelly
Yep.
and only love Kelly.
Yep.
And that was the promise and the covenant that I made was that it would be Kelly and I and that I would have eyes for her and that she would be the one that I would want for the rest of my life and that I wouldn't give myself to another for the rest of our lives. That's the covenant that we've made. And so I think when people deviate from that and they want to go, what I don't think you can just be like, okay, so there's freedom in love that I can love. Maybe I can love multiple people. Maybe can I have multiple partners and say, well, I love all these partners. No, that's deviant from the covenant that you made. So we do put a boundary on it and say, I'm choosing to love in that way this one person.
Exactly.
But to our late spouses, we are not deviating. There's nothing wrong there because we're not. It's not like we have two partners that are here. One, like you said a moment ago, one of them died. Somebody
Yes.
died, and they're not here with us. So what we do have is that memory and those dates, those anniversaries, or whatever.
Yeah.
So
100%.
So totally agree with you. I think that's the first thing I would say is to the idea of like, devoting that chapter 2 deserves just as much devotion. Well, actually, no, one more thing is I actually feel like we give each other more devotion.
Yeah.
My eyes have been opened to how brief life really is. And so there's almost in a weird way, I don't want to say something weird here, but I do feel like it's kind of this portion is kind of a gift to say I now see my time with my kids and my wife and my family and my church and my life. I see it differently. I see it as more precious
Yeah.
than what I did with Sarah.
And I'm codependent, and so I've always been that way. I've always been no, spend every second together of every day, and
but
there's a change in
yeah, I was gonna say, would you
the
say
brevity.
there's a perspective change though?
Yes.
And I think that's what I'm saying. There's a
Yes.
perspective change that's helped me to see life. You know what it is too? Like I fight for things differently. Things that I used to fight for, I'd be like, now I'm like, it's not worth fighting over.
Yeah.
That's not worth fighting over. I do. It really plays through my head. If that person was to pass in the next 6 months, which is what happened with me and my late wife was, 6 months. And if I think about that with somebody that I love and care about, I'm like, if they were to pass 6 months from now, would I be happy that I
Right.
fought for this?
Yeah.
And then I go, nope, that's not worth fighting over.
Yeah.
So
And my eyes have been opened in a different way that I see like Jonathan was my everything. And I was a believer, born again, loved Jesus so very much, but Jonathan was my everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see death as even a thing. Like I thought you marry this person and this is for life. And I put, all my eggs in that basket where it was like, oh, well, I'll have him forever for every need that I could possibly have.
Mm-hmm.
But I realize now, I can't put that on you. I can't make it to where you're supposed to fulfill every need that I have. And
yeah, you have to fight the urge to idolize
yes,
your spouse.
yes,
And you don't even realize that you're doing it.
yes,
It's funny because for me, I realized that I had done that after Sarah had passed. that there was a moment in time when I was like kind of idolizing what I had with her. And honestly, this is a weird thing that happens when somebody passes. Somehow the negative memories kind of, I don't know.
They fade.
Yeah,
they dim.
they dim a lot faster than I mean, it's like I can remember all the good times with
Right.
Sarah, or at least a lot of really good times with Sarah.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember, at least not in detail. You know, it's not, you know what happens? It doesn't creep up on me. I don't have bad memories creep up on me. I do have good memories creep up on me. I've never had like, oh, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I start to feel this like irritation, like, oh yeah, remember when she used to da 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 da. There were times when she was alive that I'd be like, oh man, she's gonna, you know, whatever. She's gonna. You have to understand, our relationship was so different than your and I's. You know, Sarah nagged me. She did. She wanted me to do certain things. Like Kelly, you know what Kelly wants me to do? Ask her on dates and cuddle. Okay, that's what she wants me to do. I can skip everything else in the whole world. I could lose my job, have no income. We could be losing the house, but if we would cuddle, she would be like, it's all good.
The world is better.
It's so good. We're cuddling. And I'd be like, we're losing the house. Sarah was the exact opposite. She was like, hey, you didn't do, you know, like I just walked in the door from work and she's like, hey, that down there is still waiting on you. And I'm like, give me 10 seconds, you know? But you know what's funny is I never have that memory creep up on me. Yeah. I'm never like cleaning the garage and like, well, Sarah would have been nagging me about this, you know? Like that never creeps up on me. But good memories do, you know, things that we used to do together that I loved, those things. It's weird the way death does that.
That's crazy, actually.
If you think about it, didn't that happen?
Yeah.
And so, but there's other parts of this comment that I want to get to.
Yeah, like the marriage.
Yeah, the love in heaven and the marriage in heaven.
Because on his anniversary card, I said, happy 23rd anniversary.
Yep.
And then I said, until you're reunited.
Right.
Or something of that. Because they will absolutely be reunited. I will be reunited with Jonathan.
Yeah.
I never implied in any way that they would be I'm babysitting, and then when we get to heaven,
I'm babysitting you. She's not babysitting me. I'm babysitting her.
And then he'll drop me off. I'll drop him off at his house, and
I'm dropping you off. What is going on right now?
Here you go, Jonathan. I watched her for however many years. And here you go, Sarah. I had him for this many years. You guys enjoy your lives. We had a good run. No, I'm not implying that in any way. I'm saying that we will get to see our late spouses again. Like, I am going to run up to Jonathan and wrap my arms around him. I know I won't be married to him. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what our relationship is going to look like in heaven. I don't know what our relationship's going to look like in heaven.
Right.
But I do know that when I get to heaven, after I fall before Jesus, I am going to say, point me to Jonathan, because I want to hug him and tell him how much I've missed him. And I did not imply marriage in any way. And I was just saying that for him, like, until the day comes when you get to wrap your arms around Sarah and say, I have missed you so much.
Well, and that's because there was this comment that was made in here that says, I'm trying to find it. Oh, yeah. Okay. So there's no way you can tell me that if we all get to heaven and love the same way that we do here, that you wouldn't be jealous. But there's no jealousy in heaven. Of first wife. No one is that perfect. Well, hold on. Wait.
Dissect us. Because there's like 5 dissections that can happen in that one.
Let's hold up a second. Here's what I would say to that. First of all, there is a thing referenced in the Bible. You might remember that perfect love cast out fear. There is such a thing as like a perfect love. I don't have that here. I do have jealousy here. If Kelly ran up to another man here on this earth and wrapped her arms around him, I would be steaming mad.
Use my word, seething.
Seething. Seething. I would loathe that. Okay, so stick with me.
Oh, gosh.
That's because on this earth there is sin. And so jealousy happens on this earth because of sin that is on this earth. Why am I actually upset if Kelly runs over and wraps her arms around a man here on this earth? Why would I be upset about that? Well, because the implications would be cheating, adultery, feelings for another person, even if it's emotional, adultery. But in this case, it's certainly looking physical. I'm getting mad right now. Okay. Anyways.
Had the blonde bearded man.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, my point to saying that is that in heaven, we have perfect love where there is no sin. And so therefore, that type of jealousy is not going to be involved. And you stated that no one is that perfect. Well, correction. There is one who is that perfect. His name is Jesus. And when we are in heaven, we are actually uniting with him. It's the marriage supper of the Lamb. And Jesus tells us that he says, I and my Father are one. And then he tells us that we get to be in him like he is in the Father. And so we are being united with Jesus. Now, I am not trying to make some weird we're going to make this new thing. It is going to be a new thing that Jesus has made for us. Mm-hmm. We know that it's a real place that we really are going. We know that we're going to be known the way that we're known. We know that we're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses that has gone before us. We know that one day we're going to be in a place that eye hasn't seen and ear hasn't heard, what the Lord has prepared for those who he loves and are called according to his purpose. And so one day we're going to be in a different state than what we are in right now. So I can't compare. When you say there's no one that perfect, you're right. On this earth currently right now, no one is that perfect. If I saw this on earth, there'd be a different thing. But one day I'm going to be united with Jesus. And when I'm united with him and I'm in him, then I'm in perfect love. And that perfect love casts out fear. Mm-hmm. And that perfect love casts out jealousy. So yes, I do believe that in heaven, Kelly will get to reunite in whatever way that is in heaven with Jonathan. And I will not be jealous of that because I'm going to be in Christ. Mm-hmm. She's in Christ. Jonathan's in Christ. Sarah's in Christ. And we are all there together with our children and our parents and those who've gone before us. We will be united in Christ. And that's not something that I can fully understand because I live here on this earth. And I only know what I'm surrounded by. But I do.
And I think a lot of widows, too, do have that thought when their spouse first passes or when they start to have feelings for somebody else, but what if? But what if in heaven you could be married and it's to the person that you're married to here?
Right.
And what if I can't be, I want to be married to them. And I had that brief period of time where I'm like, no, I want to be married to my husband in heaven. I want to be married to Jonathan. That's who I want to be.
I'm a pastor and I have lots of schooling and study behind my pastorate. And so, the theological brain of mine, when Sarah passed, said, I almost didn't like that Jesus said that you're not given in marriage in heaven like you are here on this earth. And I'm like, I don't like that right now. And to be honest with you, there's still parts of me that feel like, why does it have to be like that, right? It's a feeling that's there. It's a natural thing. But definitely. Theologically, I can go, okay, that's what he says. So I used to say this all the time. I'd be like, okay, Jesus says we won't be given in marriage like we are here on this earth. But he didn't say we can't cohabitate. So, I have a mansion in glory and she has a mansion in glory and hers will probably be cleaner than mine. So I'm going to go stay at hers, I used to joke that way. I think the one thing that I have felt assurance from the Lord about is Justin, you don't know. What I said was, eye hasn't seen and ear hasn't heard what I've prepared. You don't know the goodness and the blessing that is ahead of you. When you are there, I promise you're not going to be like, man, we're missing that marriage element that we had. It's not going to be like that. It's different than that. Mm-hmm.
And we don't even know what it is. We don't even know fully what it is there. He said, you will not be given in marriage like you are here on earth.
Well, here's the thing. When you were widowed, did you feel an emptiness?
Yes.
Is there going to be an emptiness there?
Absolutely not.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you feel loneliness?
Yes.
Is there going to be loneliness there? That's the thing.
That's
so
right.
We need, what God said? Do you know the first time God said it's not good? Remember, it's the sun was good, the
It's
moon
not
was
good
good.
for man to be alone.
It's the first time, if you go back in Genesis 1 and 2, the first time that God ever said it's not good. He made the sun and the stars, it's good. He made the land, it's good. He makes the animals, it's good. The first time you hear God say it's not good is it's not good for man to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make a helper for him. And that's why he creates Eve, because it's not good for man to be alone. And so I hold to that. And I say that for me, when Sarah passed, it was not good for me to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I went out and sinned or whatever else, but I was in a certain way incomplete. And I felt that incompleteness and I felt loneliness. I could be in a crowded room and felt very lonely. Yeah. And I wasn't alone all the time. I always had people around me, but there was a deep seed of loneliness.
Yes.
That has gone away. I don't feel that loneliness now that I'm with you. That's something that our marriage that we support. So
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Are you cold?
Yes.
We got an air unit blowing on us, and Kelly's typing at me. I don't know why you didn't just say it. She said, "Will you push the air away?" I'm gonna have to reach over there though.
Yeah. It's just, I'm getting chilly bumps.
You could have just said it. It was a deep moment. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we have other comments to get to. So
We do.
That one comment,
That one was heavy.
I want to come back to the fact that I want to say that Kelly replied to her and gave some reasons, kind of gave a counter argument to the things that she was saying. And
Kind of like what we said here.
And she did take that down. And so I don't want to make it sound like, oh, she's being so whatever. I don't think that. I think she was being legitimate. I think the comments were legitimate that she was making. I think she even started out by saying, I don't know how I feel about this. And maybe that was a very legitimate, like, I don't know how I feel about this. For Kelly and I, we have definitely explored this, and we have a confidence in how we feel about it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we're right.
Right.
I'm saying we have a confidence in how we feel about it and the way that we view this whole thing. And we're certainly not claiming we're perfect. We get a lot of things wrong, but I think when it comes to our relationship with each other, in comparison to our relationships with our past relationships with Jonathan and with Sarah, and I would just say that I'm very happy of that part of our relationship. I think we do a really good job. And so I'm not looking to make a change there. I'm not looking at it and going, man, that's something we need to work on. Yeah. We've got stuff we need to work on, but I don't feel like that is one of them. I feel like we do really well in that department with each other.
Agreed.
So,
yep. Agreed.
Anyways.
Another comment, she said, women like us are the exception when I wish we were the rule. My husband isn't the widower, I am, and I can't tell you how much I wish I felt okay in any of it. I wish the days that are still special to me were acknowledged. Thank you for sharing your heart and story. I have felt so alone, and then I found your page.
Oh, well, here's what I would say to that. Let's remember to give grace. You have a perspective of both. You were once married and were not widowed. And so you know what that feels like to be married and not be widowed. There are probably things you know now that you didn't know then. And so what I'm saying is your husband who's not been widowed, he doesn't know those feelings. So I totally understand wishing that he would acknowledge those things, but offer him grace that you have a perspective that he doesn't have because you've both been married without being widowed and now you're married after being widowed. So you have the perspective of both sides and he only has the perspective of one side.
Definitely.
So,
and I can see where somebody who wasn't widowed that marries a widow, I can see there being jealousy.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so I'm just second best. That's exactly what I am. And I can see that. I can see that being a thing for sure.
I equated in my mind. It's a weird equation. It's not exactly the same, but it feels that way. It's always what crops up in my mind. There was a girl when I was a kid. I was like 8th grade. She was in 7th grade. She moved from Texas. She'd come to the bus stop every day and she would give us all the things that were so great about Texas. And so normally it was like, we're out there in freezing weather, and she's like, well, where I was in Texas, it's 82 today, we talk about some restaurant, and she'd be like, well, in Texas we had whatever. And, it didn't matter what it was. She'd always brought up Texas. And one day somebody just snaps on her, and they're like, why do you always bring up Texas? You're not in Texas. If Texas is so great, why don't you move back there? And she's like, I would if I could, and it was like this. Anyways, whenever I think about people in marriages getting jealous, I think like that's the thing that I think I could see from the perspective of somebody that
Yes.
doesn't know, that hasn't been on both sides of this fence,
Yeah.
that they would say, if they were so great, here's the thing. Remember, we didn't break up. We didn't end it. We didn't choose to end it. It was forced. They passed away, and if we could have changed that, we would have.
Yep.
But we couldn't.
Yes.
And so that's why we are where we are. And so I return to give your husband the grace that he doesn't see that perspective. And maybe one day he'll be able to kind of come around and acknowledge those things. But even if he doesn't, you're married to him now. So work on, just like I said earlier, if Kelly was jealous, if there was a jealousy between, about mentioning Sarah, I would calm that. I would go, okay, well then I can't mention that
Yeah.
around you
Yeah.
because I don't want to upset you, and I don't want to have a fight with you because you're who I'm with now.
Right.
So
And pray about it. There's
Yeah.
so much power in prayer.
For sure.
And the Lord can soften your husband's heart to your needs and your emotions and what he should be doing there.
yeah.
I am dating a widow that I want to marry someday. Your posts have helped me so much with clarity, I think is what they want to say, in a territory I knew nothing about, but I want to support him in. Thank you for making these videos. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your wisdom and your hearts. Blessings.
No.
So she's dating a widower, and she's not a widow.
Yeah.
And so she,
Trying to learn.
right. And so I don't know. I see that comment and I'm like, man, that is so awesome that we can be a resource for someone who's not a widow or a widower to love
Yeah.
a widow or widower
Yeah.
the best. And I commend her. Commend her
You get one of those.
for going out of her way to
Yeah.
learn how to love her spouse, her boyfriend well.
I think that speaks volumes to what your relationship could look like. I think that if you're doing that now to say, okay, I want to learn, I want to understand, I want to get in his mind, and I can't, I don't know exactly how to do that, but I'm watching you guys and learning
Yeah.
from you guys. And so, I think that's telling of what your relationship could look like in the future, because I think that in anyone's relationship, if you're doing those sorts of things that you go, okay, I want to learn as much as I can about this thing that this person's doing or whatever, because I love them so much, man, you're in a good place.
Yeah,
That's
I agree.
a good thing.
Very. All right, here's another comment. My wedding anniversary with Randy was yesterday. It would have been our 43rd anniversary. My husband now, Tom, who has been widowed too, gave me the sweetest anniversary card yesterday. The Lord has blessed me with such good, thoughtful, godly men. Yes, one day we will all be reunited, not as husband and wife, but as children of God. Agape, everlasting love, not romantic love, just in case someone is seeing your post and reading my comments and wondering how this works.
I think that's I was describing that earlier. I think
Yep.
you described the love part
Yep,
really
absolutely.
well. And I love to hear that. Do you see it again? Here's a widow and a widower, and they understood each other.
Yeah.
And so he went and got her an anniversary card just to say to her happy anniversary to what would have been her 43rd anniversary.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that was taken from us in widowhood is, where other people are celebrating their 25th anniversary or their 50th anniversary. We went out to a date night one night with these other couples at a church, and they did the little game of like, okay, who's been married who's the newest and who's been married the longest? And the moment they said newest, it was Kelly and I, because we've only been married a year. And on one hand, there's a special thing to that, because you only get to be married for a year once. You only get your first year of marriage once, and that's special. Yet at the same time, what was robbed from us is,
Who's been married 20 years?
who's been married 25 years or 30 years. We got a long way to wait,
And there's a part of me that I'll tell you wants to stand up for each of our anniversaries, because but we're not. We're not married to them any
Right.
longer, and I get that. But there's a part of me that, like, okay, so next year, 2027, would have been 20 years for me and Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have my way and Kaylee gets engaged and gets married in 2027, maybe even sooner, 2026, I don't know. But anyways, but if she gets married in 2027, it'll be like, they do that stuff at weddings and it's like, gosh, we would have been
But who would be the DJ?
Babe, we would have been celebrating 20 years. So I don't know. It's just so strange to think, gosh, that's a monumental year.
It's right. It's a milestone. We lost out on those milestones that we were close to.
Yeah.
It's almost like, I know people who have retired and then they passed away in the year that they retired. And I'm like, man, how terrible, like you finally get retirement and you're, supposed to live, the rest of your life when, do these, things that you've always wanted to do, but you couldn't because you were always working and then you passed, and it kind of in a similar way, it's like, these are things that, married couples, man, 25 years is a big deal,
Big deal.
Yeah. And so, anyways.
Yeah. I agree.
Something, but
and then the other hand, I'm like, but you didn't get there, and it wasn't by choice, but you didn't get there.
Right.
You didn't hit the 25, which it would have been a big deal, but you're not married for 25 years to that person.
But
so.
that's where we can celebrate with each other and for each other.
That's
right. That's why I think it's really beautiful what he
agree.
did for what I think it was it Randy? Is that her new husband?
Yeah.
Anniversary
No,
with Randy.
what-
Okay.
her-
So I don't know what her new husband.
Tom is her new husband.
Okay. So that's what Tom did. He supported you and celebrated with you something that the rest of the world probably can't fully
That's right.
understand. So
That's right.
good job, Tom.
Yeah, that's amazing.
One more?
Yep. I love this so much. I have recommended your social media to several people who are walking through the process of losing a spouse, and you all set a perfect Christ-centered, spouse-honoring example. Love isn't selfish, and you exemplify that so beautifully by validating each other's milestone dates together. While it may look atypical to others, it is selflessness to the core.
Oh, thank you.
That was an awesome comment.
Yeah, and I would agree with that, and it actually takes me back to that one comment that we were talking about earlier about the love thing, because I talked about perfect love, and she made the comment there. She said it's selflessness to the core, and that's the truth of love. What we think about love is the emotional side of the feelings that we have and the emotional side of what we have in love, and that's real. I'm not taking that away. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying that true love says, okay, yes, I have these emotional things, but also when those emotional things are not there, I'm willing to stick it out.
Yep.
When the hard things are there, I'm willing to stick it out. If they do something I don't like, I'm willing to move past that or look past that or work through that with them or whatever.
Right.
That's true love.
The way you treat your spouse shouldn't be based on feelings. The
Yes.
love feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love is patient. Love is kind.
That's
love
right.
doesn't envy.
If love is patient, you have to ask yourself, what does it have to be patient about?
Exactly.
What we almost present sometimes is like, well, why should it have to be patient?
Right.
You shouldn't make it have to be patient.
Right.
Well, the truth of the matter is, if you love someone, you will be patient.
That's right.
That patience may look different for different people. I can tell you in our relationship with Kelly and I, that patience looked different for you. You had to be patient waiting for me because I was not ready to take a relationship any further.
Yep.
And so you had to be patient with me in that way. Now,
Yes.
you try my patience in different ways, but no, I'm joking, y'all. I'm playing what I'm saying. I'm playing. Okay. I think I got to get to work.
Yeah.
So,
you do.
Thanks for joining us.
Because this isn't work. This is just fun.
No, this is the fun part.
Yeah,
I got
agree.
actual work that I got to do.
I know.
If I could make this all day, this would be great.
Yeah.
You just do this every day.
Agree.
But
And you guys can make that happen.
yes, you can.
Just kidding. Nothing will pull him away from preaching, which is a wonderful
that-
thing because he has been gifted by the Lord.
That's not work either, though. The preaching part
You see,
isn't.
so.
It's all the other things.
What, as a wife who sees ministry consume her husband.
Okay, well, hold on. I didn't say ministry. I said preaching.
Okay.
The preaching is the fun part.
Yeah.
I love, well, 99% of the time I love it. There are a few times that I'm like, I do not love this. I do not want to do this today.
Yeah.
But I think that, most of the time I love the preaching. It's all the things that consume a person outside of preaching that then becomes work. But anyways, that being said, this does not feel like work.
Yeah.
We love this. We love you guys, and thanks for coming
Ask
along
that
with
question.
us. Oh, yeah. Okay. How did he word it? I actually have it in a reel or a post, but I saw this from John Christ. John Christ, the comedian, he asked this question, and he said this. I might botch it, but it's something to the. Can you pull it up?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't even know how far back. We make so many videos, honey.
I know, but I don't think it was a video. It was just a post right there. Nope, that's a.
Yeah, no, I think it was a video.
Just hold on. It's not too far.
It's not too far, she says. She's scrolling and scrolling. All these are just ours.
I know, but just give me a second.
No, still not. All right, I think I'm gonna stab at it
All
and
right,
see if
stab at
if I can remember it. It goes something like this. If everyone in the world could write their problems down and put them in a hat, would you reach in and trade problems or keep your own? When I really think about the depth of that, because my answer, I'm curious, what is your answer to that?
I would keep my own.
I am 1,000%. I would keep my own.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel that way.
Job.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point. Because I think to myself, certainly there are probably lots of people that the gamble of like, oh, my problems would be less, maybe. But if I think about it, I'm like, I don't want their problems or theirs or theirs or theirs.
Right, because you can't hand pick. You can't say, well, I'll take the guy who didn't lose his spouse. I'll take that, but his world is crumbling in other ways. I'll take that all day long. I will handle whatever else is crumbling if I did not have to lose my spouse. You don't get to hand pick it, though, because then you have Job, who lost everything.
Well, or just...
Except the Lord, but...
I also think the grass is greener. And you might think that's like, oh, that one would be easier. Ooh, I mean it when I say don't compare sufferings.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that I mean, listen, I've been through some hard stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I would go, yeah, I'll trade that out.
Yep.
And even more so, I think the depth of that is to think through, okay, well then, so if I wouldn't trade, then what was God doing in my life that he gave me what he gave me?
Yeah.
Or allowed what he allowed.
Yeah.
That he put me where he put me.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear you all answer that question.
Yes.
If you could trade problems, if everybody in the world wrote their problems down, put them in a hat, and you could reach in, would you trade problems or would you keep the one you have?
Keep it.
I'm 1,000% keep it.
Yep. So let us know in the comments. What's your choice?
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank y'all. See ya.
Love you.
Happy chaos, that's our song.